Ma'at. Today's presenter of Satsang is Mensa Hotep Africa, and he will be talking to us about the importance of Sadhana.
Before we begin, I'd like to pay homage to our brothers and sisters down in Haiti, the one that perished, and also the survivors in that devastating earthquake. May we have a moment of silence, please. First of all, I'd like to apologize to the Sun God for not serving you in quite a while. I want to thank Mukherjee for inspiring me and motivating me to do this time around. Brahmaji, you ready for that first election? You ready for that first election?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, use me, Lord? Yeah, use me. Why don't you use me, Lord? Why don't you use me, Lord? Why don't you use me, Lord? Yeah, yeah. Until you use me, I don't mind if you use me. Until you use me. The Lord bless you and the Lord keep you.
Amen. Amen.
Okay, I just want to acknowledge my dad is in the house for the ones that don't know him. Some other immediate family, my oldest brother, Ernest. Most of you might have met my sister, Sarah Baker. And I also have one of my other sisters in the house, Merlin Jean Cobb. So just like to acknowledge them for taking time out their busy schedule to be here with me and support me. The Sun God is like an extension of my immediate family. And that's what it's all about, to help love one another, share and be there for the good times and be there for not so good times. Yeah, the importance of sadhana. This is it was very big and it was difficult. This is one of the purpose, that we are here on the path. The importance of sadhana is to prepare us all how to die with some degree of dignity and courage. Also to instill in us the motivation and the integrity that will be required when we no longer will be in this human body. Please make a note. It is death, and the acceptance of it is what straightens us out. Master Bhagwan has said on numerous occasions, if you choose to resist the process of death and dying, then you will be unhappy and you will suffer. Please make a note. Suffering is the fundamental reluctance and resistance to accept the inherent nature of existence. We all go through this cycle. We go through this cycle of first you being born, second, then you live your life, and then third, you must face death. The Guru also goes on to say that the acceptance of your own death is the foundation of wisdom. Wisdom being wise, knowledge, using good judgment, and experience, wise conduct, wise words. He also teaches us and instructs us to not let anything, person, place, situation, circumstance, or events compromise our daily practice. He wanted me to really reiterate that he wanted us to do our meditation, our practice, i.e. meditation regularly, punctual, and full time. That is a must. To see this and be happy is the eternal truth. Your life has been given to you to provide you with an opportunity to do saving. I gotta say something about saving. And I don't know if you don't really know how serious savor is. You can do all the meditation in the world, but without savor, your works are dead. You got to incorporate savor. Well, for those of you who might not know what savor is, There are 4 types: monetary, wealth, savor with your physical body, 3 with your mental faculties, and 4th is the spiritual. The great saints and sages have stated very clearly that the highest purpose for which you can use your human lifetime is to be of service. Master Bhagwan had made it crystal clear to the Sun God and gave us an ultimatum. Either you will live your life on the law of savor, or you will suffer. I forgot my kusti. Well, I was going to wear my kusti as a symbolize a reminder of death. That's why we wear the left shoulder, and I forgot to wear it. But I got one that I sleep with, believe it or not, because death can come in your sleep. I had that one on. I trust you. He had given us many gifts on this subject and topic. One of them being the bardos. Many of you in here might remember the bardos. In the bardos, you got 4 main stages. One being the natural bardo of life. 2, the painful bardo of dying. That's when you go out kicking and screaming. That's certainly something I don't want to do. The 3rd one is the luminous bardo. And the 4th one is the karmatic bardo of becoming or rebirth. And what he's trying to do, he's trying to prepare us for this death. That's why they say meditation is like dying on a daily basis. And it's very important. I had 2 examples in my life that I experienced. The passing of my wife, Eva, and I watched her pass, and she was, at once she was peace, she was ready to go home. I also experienced when I lost my mother. She died with dignity, integrity, courage, and those 2 people, they kind of gave me the incentive that I can do it too when it's my time to depart here. They also say when your body is no longer fit, then God will call you home. Your days of service are over. Sadhana unfolds the spirituality lying dormant in each and every one of us. I wanted to say a little something about my art. You need to get some kind of balance in your life and living. The 5 principles of my art is the vegetarianism, the abstinence from drugs and alcohol, moral development, your daily meditation, and your self-study and observation. When we do our sadhana, our spiritual practice, i.e. meditation, we are attempting to recover the experience of self as consciousness. When sadhana is done correctly, we will make sacrifices and take risks for the sake of self and God realization. Sadhana removes the veil of illusion that keep us in ignorance of our own true nature. Another component that we need to do when traveling on this path, we must submit and surrender to the Guru. That means we must give up this body, this ego body mind. It is our resistance and refusal to surrender or submit to his will that puts us through this agony and ordeal or keep us in conflict. This is what makes the path hard or difficult, as we put it, or as we say it. Note, as a result of our exhaustion, we shall surrender to his will and therefore be capable of receiving his grace, and it has his grace that will sustain us. It is this unconditional surrendering that makes the foundation for spiritual progress. He had told us, I don't know, maybe 1,000 times, that the path is not a religion, it's a science. And if you don't have that down, if you're trying to go about doing your practice and not as a sign, you won't get it. I have a little handout here I want to pass off to you that might be helpful. I'm going to read it while Savarani is passing them out. This is the Radhaswami science. Every science is based upon and limited to the natural laws that particular science. These laws are both probable and constant, else we would not have a science. Radhaswami science is the ultimate science. It is the base upon the total reality of the universe in which we have our being. Its fundamental tenet holds the total universe as the microcosm, and the soul possessed of a human body as the microcosm, with an overall governed law of action and equal reaction, known as karma. The total universe consists of many planes of reality on an ascending vibratory scale in addition to the physical universe. Radhaswami science is constant and probable by those who possess the key. The key is demonstrating this science is the living master of this ultimate science, who after our initiation become our teacher, our guide, and protector. The initiation by a master is both secular and mystical. For the secular, he directs and instructs certain patterns of diet, exercise, and conduct. For the mystical, he connects the embryo science to the life stream, which permeates and sustains all planes of the total universe. This life stream is known as the Shabbat, or word. The ultimate object and proof of this ultimate sign is known as God realization, while still in resident in this physical body. Yeah, like I said, that's one of the biggest fear. We don't want to submit to the Guru. When he told us to do something, we reluctant or we very hesitant about doing it. And that's why we have so many problems. That's why we struggle. Because we don't want to submit. We don't want to give up this ego, mind, body. I got a quote from Master Satsang. Master Satsang states that when we do our Simran, we are calling for him. And when we listen for the sound and bond it with love and devotion, we are listening to the voice of our Master, the voice that connects us to him, the voice that would take us back home. I got a quote from Master Maharaji. He states that we should master to become like little children. They don't care whether you give them a diamond to play with or a stone in the mud. They are happy with whatever you give them. They are simply poor and innocent. And he said, be like little children, not childish. I guess some of us get confused sometimes with that. And it's kind of ironic too. I was just watching television. I didn't even turn on the TV this morning with the thing in Haiti, but I watched the other day, and all of that chaos and mess, they seen some kids playing. They were oblivious to what was going on with them. They were just playing, and in the midst, in the stench and everything, they was kids. They really didn't, understand what was going on around them. They were just kids, and that's what the Master said. Try to instill some of those, qualities, childlike, carefree, pure and innocent, qualities in us. And I think that'll help us a long way. I'll get one more thing here. It is said that when we go to the Master with all these questions, one or two things can happen. The first one being is that you use up accumulated good karma. Second is that you may occur new karma given out by the Master himself, or both can happen. Okay, in closing, I would like to say Sadhana is the ultimate purpose. Therefore, it is to guide us to the treasure buried deep within each of us, that we may unfold as the divine self. Brahmaji, can you cue up Path of the Boys? Before. I want to have saved a little time for some Q&A.
Well, if it don't work, let's do the Q&A then.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Q&A or any comments or anything?
Yeah, questions?
Something you just said right before you closed about asking a lot of questions. Would you say that again? I don't know if I heard you well. Something about if you ask a lot, you know.
Yeah, it's written that if you go to the master and you ask too many questions, one or two things can happen, or maybe both can happen to you. The first one being that you use up accumulated good karma. The second one is that you may incur new karma, even from the master himself. So either one can happen or both may happen. It is said, you know, when you do your meditation, do your sadhana, you know, a lot of questions, they just, you know, all your questions will be answered. You just do your meditation. You know, Bad One had told us that, you know, but we still gonna have questions, you know, no doubt. But
So is it just a stupid question?
no, it's just some question that you know you might can answer yourself. You know, if you like he said, you know, you get into do your self observation. You know, put your life in palm of your hand. You know, you can answer some of these questions yourself. You know, you want to take the easy way and ask him without doing the work. You got to do the work. They're not necessarily stupid.
Just you not doing the work, basically.
Right, and those one or two things could happen, or both things can happen to you.
He can give you karma
Oh, yeah.
himself just from those questions?
Yeah, yeah.
I never heard that.
Yeah.
That was a new
Well,
thing.
check, verify, you know, do a research, you know, and come to your own conclusion. You can even ask them. Questions, comment?
Any more questions, I think? Yeah.
What would you say Sadhana has done for you personally, and perhaps contrast that with what the lack of sadhana has done for you as well, on a personal level?
Oh, it prepared me for my death, you know, when I leave here, I want, you know, go in dignity and peace, you know, like I stated before, you know, I've seen my wife do it, I've seen my mother, your grandma, you seen how she went, right? Was she at peace?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to do the same thing. And I have the confidence that I can do it.
Question, I don't know if there's any songs on here you would like to hear, because this CD is not reading.
Okay, Doc.
If there's anything on here you'd like to hear.
Yeah, I told you about it.
Well, that's the other CD.
We'll finish up the Q&A and comments. Yeah, last. Any comments, questions?
Yeah, question. The childish and the childlike, is that almost in the same reference to when you ask the master those questions, or can you break the childish and the childlike down? I know you said that, like the kids was oblivious to what had happened, that natural, disaster. So can you give us a little, break that down in terms of our human birth, our human life of being childish and childlike?
Yeah, when, yeah, I spoke on a number of occasions about that. It's the childish, that's the adolescence, that's not the absence of maturity when you talk about that.
That's the childish, right?
Yeah, that's the childish.
Okay, and the childlike?
It's just to be pure and innocent and just be acceptance. See, if you're not accepting, your heart is not receptive, you won't receive His grace. That's why you got to be open and receptive to receive it, or you won't even receive His grace. we need is grace, without a doubt. Question, comment?
In the back,
Go
right.
ahead, Roger.
I know you talked about it just a little, but what was your level of inspiration to even get on the path? What inspired you to come to the path, considering that the whole family dynamic and all of that? What brought you to?
Well, you can kind of say I was born on the path. And when I do this saber, I've been doing this stuff all my life. So to me, it's like, second nature, I grew up, my dad here, he's a deacon in church, and they do a lot of missionary work. And, I used to go to church with my grandmother, and that's what I did, So, to me, it's like second nature. When you see me, and when you do saber, you should do saber with, heart, good, it's not saber if you grudging and you really don't want to do it. That's not saber. So you can kind of say, the saber was thrust upon me, and I might even change my name to Mensa the missionary. To my resume.
Artist formerly known as Mensa.
I like that, man.
Did that help for Radsi? That didn't help?
I want to know what brought you to the path. I know you said about your savior, but you could have did that in church. What brought you to the path?
My life and living. I wanted to change my life and living. And with these teachers and the master had gave us, they invaluable. You can't buy this stuff with money. The knowledge and stuff he gave and taught us, you can't go online and buy this. It's invaluable. That's our purpose in life. Our purpose in life is to love one another, to be a blessing to one another. That's your purpose. That's your job. Why you here? Many of us don't do it, but that is your main purpose in life. To love, to be a blessing to others, to be a servant. Other than that, you got the true meaning of life. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Did that help any? No.
Sounds a little better.
Ay, my doctor.
Were you experiencing any kind of suffering? Any kind of suffering in your life as a kind of like a motivation to get some kind of relief or something? To ask for initiation and.
Yeah, I just wanted to basically change my life. I've been out there, and I really had, after my grandmother had passed, I really lost interest in the churches. I would still go to different churches and stuff, but my heart just wasn't there after she had passed. And I just wanted to make a change in my life, for the positive. I was out there, I was doing some crazy things at one point in time in my life, and as I got older, I matured. That's what he's talking about, Radsi. As you get older, some things, you don't go out and party every single night now, do you? Huh? I'm asking you. But I'm just saying, when you was young, when I was young, I'd go about 4 or 5 parties in one night. As I got older, as you get older, you tend to get away from some of them things, or you should. Yeah, oh yeah, I had a lot of suffering. Still suffering. Suffering from to the day I leave from here. Yeah, the path is a lifelong struggle,
And it's
And it's out.
Yes, Miss, I want to know, did you hear about the path through Bilal and Bakwan?
I said I was born on the path.
No, I mean, how did you hear about, all right,
From
the Radhaswami teachings, how did you hear about that?
They used to tell me.
Okay, you heard it through them, and that's what got you interested.
Yeah. I had been around and reading the literature they had. And Go ahead, Paraji.
What are some of the struggles that you have encountered since being on the path?
Everything. Getting up, doing my meditation, struggling with IE, everything, just about what you encounter. To help you?
Mr. Roger is hungry. He wants you to feed him.
I told him I have you ask all them questions. You just do your meditation. Come on back in this room. You do your sadhana, and all them questions are gonna drop out.
At what age were you when you started this interest in the path?
Well, actually, it was like, officially, I guess it was 96, I believe, when I got,
I said, how old were you? You know, how old were you? You know, I just want to know the age.
I guess I was,
Still the range.
10, 11? I mean, you know, I just want, that's not.
I guess I was in my 30s, I guess. When we was at, and Bill, how long that been, Bilal?
Now, you know,
I guess I was in my mid-30s, I guess.
Because some
But-
people do it early, you know, like Bhagwan, he's just out of this world.
But like I said, I had always been around him and the teachers, and they would tell me. Even my oldest brother sitting back there, Ernest, they would tell me things, All right, Radsi. Let me take friend Bunny.
What keeps you inspired to keep doing your sadhana?
I want to have an enriched life, to say that I had did something, I had accomplished something. And, like I say, deciding I want to be prepared. When I leave here, I want to be prepared. So just, that's seeing the people, my loved ones that had left to go here, that's inspiring me. Go ahead,
What's an enriched life?
It's a fulfilling life.
Meaning what?
You have did the things in life that you're supposed to have did. You had love, like I said, you had love other people. You've been a blessing to people. Just living your life to the fullest with no regrets. I don't have any regrets with my life. It's nothing I would go back and say I should have did this. If I had a chance, I'll do everything the same. What I did. I don't have any regrets. Go ahead, Faraj.
Did you find or do you find it difficult, considering the dynamic that you're in, that being your brother and being your guru, did you find it difficult, or do you find it difficult for submission, to be able to submit to
Now,
that?
that's a good question. Yeah, it's kind of hard, and the same thing is kind of hard with Bala too, you know. Because see, I was always been around the master, even before he got initiated, you know, the Bible connection, and I would hang out with him. We would do certain things, and he was giving me advice and guidance and counseling, and so when he got initiated and became my master, that part, that component was still there. Even Bala, and like I was saying, with, you know, like my dad and sisters, you know, they hear, you hear, you know, we always had that family support, and that, you know, carried over into the son God here, you know what I mean? They was always there for me. I tried to always be there for you. But to me, I don't think it was kind of difficult. It's kind of hairy or nothing. But you read the literature, right? And about the other saints, they had family members, and it's almost kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Did that help any?
I was just thinking from a different, you know what I mean, dynamic in terms of us being, you know, black people in our 12th place, and how did that, you know what I mean, move you into that level of submission that this is not only my brother, but also my master.
I always, you know, listen to him and a lot of my other brothers and sisters, and then, like I said, when he became initiated, he's my brother. I don't think he's going to tell me anything wrong or harmful, and I can never repay him back. My dad and my brother and my sister, I can't even repay the son God back for all what you had did for me and helped me through my, you know, trials and tribulations. You know, it was bad one that helped me get through with the passing of Eve, you know, dealing with lost mama. You know, it was him, his guidance, his grace. And like I said, I can't, you know, never repay him back for that.
You were very obedient.
I try to be.
Extraordinary child.
Yeah, like I said, was, you know, the connection, you know, with him, you know, I don't know if you read it in the literature about some of the other saints that have brothers and sisters. It's almost like no other difference in that.
So that means like holding Simran and Dion, is that there's no struggle there? Because there's a personal connection there too, so. Because, you know, when you say those 5 holy names, you know, you keeping him right there, and then the Dion, and so how does that work? You know, that's the external meditation, so how does that work for you?
I don't know what you said.
I mean, like, say when you get up from your mat doing your formal practice, okay, when you get up, that's, your formal practice is the internal meditation.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also an external meditation we do throughout the day, moment to moment, with the Simran.
Right.
So how does that, is there a problem, or, I mean, is it difficult? Because you do have that personal connection to the Guru, a blood kin. You know, it's like you holding your brother there all day. I mean, is there, are you okay? Is that a struggle, or, you know?
I see what you're saying. No, not actually, because he told us whatever we do during the day, whatever activity, you still can find time to do some aspect of your practice. And I found that out to be true. You know, I can do some Simran, you know, while driving, mowing the grass, or even you can do it, but you have to do the examination yourself. You can do Simran while you shopping, laundry, you know what I mean? And it's been proven, and I found that out. You know, it can be done. He said you should be able to do Simran practice while walking, you know, washing your car or cooking.
No, I'm talking about you. you personally,
Yeah.
because I know what I do, but I'm talking about the connection, because there's a personal connection there too. Is there can it be difficult, because you, not only are you holding, that's your guru, but that's a blood connection kin, that's your brother too. Can it be difficult, because you do have that personal connection, that's what I'm asking. For you, like
the
when
brother
you,
part,
when,
the brother part
when you
drops
get up
off.
from your mat, do you pick your Cimarron up?
Yeah, the brother part, I'm not looking at as my brother.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. Now you answering my question. Okay, that's.
Yeah, the man,
Yeah,
I obey
that
him.
like drops off for you,
Yeah,
because you like in another space right now, cause, okay.
right. I'm not looking at it, my body, bro. I'm doing
Okay.
his work.
Now
He's
you
my
answer,
master.
there you go. Now you
Yeah.
answered my question.
The master say do, I do.
Okay,
No questions asked.
okay.
That's what they've been trying to get you to say.
Huh?
Yeah, now you answered it.
That's what they've been trying to get you to say.
I guess I might want to read, it's from the book of Sonya, it's a couple paragraphs out of here. Have we good on time for
We good.
Okay, it's something about this little creativity. I was talking a little bit about that, that you can customize your practice. When you have downtime or look at idle time, you just have to be creative. And most of us, we don't know how to be creative. And he says in here that we want to use 5% of our creativity. The other 95% is dormant. You have to be creative with your sadhana. That that's will make it boring. You're not creative enough. I have found that I can do practice like driving. That can be proven. I have did it, so I know it works. I did practice while at the doctor's office. You got to find your time. You can customize. You know when you have time or got a couple of minutes, even on your lunch period or your coffee break. Mile saver, you can find some time.
Oh,
Yeah, but like I said, you can customize when you have some time, and there's no activity. Like he said, well, you can't do it. And I did it. I did the exam, and it's true. You can do it if you want to do it. I see red flags going up. Go ahead, Elaine.
Okay. I guess I'm wondering what you're doing when you say you do it while driving, whatever. Does that mean you do the mantra, or what physically is taking place when you're doing the two things at
It's
once?
not. You're not doing anything for you. Remembrance, saying your doing your Simran over in your mind.
Doing
But
the
you're
mantra.
actually still doing your activity. Say if you're walking, you can do some Simran while walking. Can you?
What is Simran?
Oh,
What is Simran?
Was she initiated?
Mhm.
she knows.
Oh,
She knows.
okay.
you can't go there.
It's a practice that,
Well, if you don't know what it is, then
she could talk to her sponsor.
Repeating the five holy names. Okay.
you have to talk. You have to talk to your sponsor.
Oh, it's not like doing a mantra.
It
is
is
the
on the
mantra.
mantra, yes.
Just repeating the five holy
But
names.
it's a little bit far. You're not quite ready. It's a little bit far beyond that.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, check with your sponsor. This might help this creativity. Like I said, we only use 5% of this creativity. You can customize your thing. You can do any activity. Grocery shopping. You can almost be doing anything. Washing your car, or running errands. You can almost be doing anything. He said, this creativity that all of us possess is the closest quality we have that reflects our oneness with God. If the truth must be known, it is what we are, co-creators. That's what we are, co-creators with God. We participate in this whole creative process that has unfolded. this intelligence and creativity that God has given us was given to us for the express purpose of reconnecting with Him, to find our way back to Him or her or it. Or we can leave it blank. It does not matter. The point is that the intelligence and creativity that we have has been given to us to come back into our original and highest state of consciousness. Therefore, the application of this intelligence and the effort associated with sannyas is the highest application of this intelligence. Let me read one more paragraph. What we do ordinarily use our intelligence for, only little things. God has given us so much intelligence, and we use it picking out clothes to wear, food to eat, places to live, what color to paint your house, what kind of car to buy, small stuff. It is not the highest use of intelligence. The highest use of intelligence is to know thyself and to know God. There is no other application of intelligence that is the function of intelligence. That is why you have been given intelligence. So, I don't know. Did they have any variety? Yeah, you can customize your, you didn't know that? You can customize your Sadhana. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this.
Did that, that might, yeah. Look, we only use 5% of this creativity. You know what you can do, like I said, you got lunch, you don't take no 45 minutes eating no lunch. You see what I mean? You got to find a way you can customize. You know what I'm saying? There's no activity that you do that you don't have opportunity to practice. You got to be creative. You got to, use that stuff that's laying dormant in you. I know I can count on you for one. Bless that guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with you, Brother Mensa, on being creative with it, because, I try my side in different places in different circumstances, like on the toilet, doing sex. And, oh, yeah. No, I'm just being real. That's why I ain't creative.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. But you have to do it. You have to see. You know what I'm saying? To find out that if it's true or not. That's why he said it's a science. You got to conduct your own experiment, come up with your own conclusion to see if it's right, do it work for you. That's the work, that's the practice. You got to do the work. No pain, no gain. If you don't do the work, you ain't making no kind of progress. And aside, I wonder, you don't think you can do, because I did it driving my bus and in my car. You don't think you can?
I don't have no problem driving the bus and, or my car and,
You can do it, right?
No problem.
Okay.
But at first, it's a little different.
Right, but like anything
Right,
else,
but
the more you do it, the
you
more the
get better
practice.
at it.
Matter of fact, it becomes easy sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be good at anything, you got to practice at it. You got to put in time. You got to do the work.
I look up and I be where I have to go. I'll be like, wow, I'm here already.
Yeah, you got to practice.
Mensa,
Right.
in the beginning, when you first started, you were telling us about the reasons, the importance of sadhana, and one of the reasons you said to prepare us for death, and then you gave another reason. Could you tell me what you said, the second reason? You said a second reason. Did you talk about something else in addition to preparing us for death as being the importance of doing sadhana?
Well, I can tell you some of the things that you need that would be helpful. develop courage, integrity, dignity, honor. All of that helps. Did that answer?
It does.
Yeah, you got to put on your spiritual armor. You got to do jihad with this mind body. You can't play with you can't play with it. You gonna get defeated. That's why I say you got to put on your spiritual armor. You need all that stuff when you do jihad. When you battle with your mind and your body, you got to be prepared. If you don't, it's gonna defeat you. And he said it takes everything of a woman and man. You got to be brave. You got to be courageous. And he said that a lot of times. On numerous occasions. You got to put forth effort. And I know it's difficult. It's hard. It's not a party at John T. House. And you do what you got to do. And Connie, me and you, we had talked, and we both were struggling, in coolers and everything, and that's what you got to do. We here to love one another, help each other. Like I say, good times or times not so good. Go say that, and I'll come back to you, Monster. Go ahead, Ian.
Mensa, I want to say that on one occasion you said at Satsang that we must exhaust ourselves. I just say sadhana. I want to say personally that a sadhana, well, your sadhana won't really be engaged unless you exhaust yourself of all your worldly desires and activities.
Yeah, that's how you become receptive. You got to exhaust yourself. Like I said, you still struggling and not submitting and surrendering to the master. You got to give all that up. Then you'll be ready, receptive to receive grace. It's like he said, when it rains, your cup is down. You ain't getting nothing. Your cup is turned upside down. You got to turn that cup up. You got to be receptive. And you won't do it till you can try everything, like living in this world. When you get through tired living in this world, when you get through, going upside your head, you gonna leave it alone. But you gotta exhaust yourself. You gotta see that. Keep, tried everything you knew and everything. And once you see that, whatever you tried was fruitful, wasn't working, then you ready. Go ahead.
Mensa, what is your one of the biggest obstacles on the path for you at this time, and how are you dealing with it in terms of sadhana?
Just doing my daily practice, trying to be punctual, regular, getting forward time. Yeah, I still struggle with it.
And how do you counteract that activity?
Counteract it.
Yeah, struggling with that struggle.
I just have to work through it.
What do you use to work through it?
The stuff that the master had gave us.
And those are
Doing my practice, trying to be punctual, regular, forward time. Like I say, it's a lifelong struggle. You just don't think you made so much progress and call it quits. No. It's just a lifelong struggle. So I'm here, so Use me while I'm here.
On this side of the round.
Yeah, go ahead, Erlene.
Okay. What I hear him asking you is what try to means. So if you get up in the morning and you running late, how do you try to do what you're supposed to do?
Well, it have been instances, well, you can go back and do it later in part of the day and do it. But it's best, you know, to try to do it in the and be through with it. But like I say, you know.
If you wake up late.
Yeah, well, hopefully it won't keep happening every day, you know.
So once again, how you try to make it not happen every day?
Well, the reason you was late, what happened, the alarm or whatever the reason might be for you, or maybe you stayed up, you know, whatever the reason might have been. Yeah, say if you stayed up till there was something you ate, you tried, you know, next time you won't hopefully try to do that again.
Okay, you have to.
That's it. Brown J,
Yes, sir.
you want to cue up this one?
You say it ain't reading.
Oh, you did one over there, didn't you?
That one.
Yeah, that one.
That one?
Oh,
Okay.
The other one, it's not reading.
Well, if you don't have that one, I got a request.
No, you do this one, right? Okay, do this.
Which one on there?
7. What you got below?
Since we got a soloist in the house, spiritual person, we like to have a live performance.
Who is that?
Your daddy.
Oh, you gonna perform?
Yeah, he since you don't have a fitting song, I'm sure he can come up with one that'll really do us a favor. I like to hear the one that you had your chance. I think that'll be apropos for everybody in here. You got initiated, and you got a chance. But I'll let him set it up for you his own self, if he'd be so kind to come before the camera. I'm sure if y'all clap, that'll make him get up. Just come around a little bit more. You can stand up there if you want to. Yeah, right there. Look at them. You
Oh,
good. Wait a minute. Let me get right over here a little bit.
Well, of course I have to do a little talking for her.
That's right. Set it up.
I'm saying thank God for being here today. Thank for God for my son James. And I think what James said explains himself very well to my hearing. And I understand, you know, I've been around a long time. And like he was trying to tell y'all, it came from the root. Right? Always got to be a beginning. Just like God had told Abraham, whatever happened to the seed, it come from generation to generation. And I'm standing here today with 11 children, well, some of them here, they too yet. And this generation has been blessed by God. And he will not stop when I'm gone, my wife gone. Like my sons and my daughters, it's gonna come down to my grandchildren. I want y'all to know that. While I'm standing there, y'all might not hear me talk no more. But I want to tell you, Seth, what he said today to y'all about life. Life is shaped by choices. That's the first thing y'all got to get in mind. And the choice is yours. And can't nobody make up your mind but you. First, get that in mind. In life. And what he told you about life, all about, ain't nothing about love. If you ain't got no love in your life, you're living in vain. And love means what? Love people in general. Care about somebody, helping somebody. All this other stuff people got all up in the religion and stuff like that. I know where I'm at. All this stuff don't mean a thing. And if you ain't doing what the law said do, you can be sure your sin will find you out.
Understand what I'm saying? And what James will tell you on today is all about it is love. I don't care what you're talking about. I hear you all talking about, hey, you got to make up your mind. You got to have the desire. If you ain't got no desire in life, hey, your life is empty. What do you tell me? All these things somebody was asking me, Dave, can you do? Yeah, you can do it if you got a desire. You ain't gonna do nothing if you got a desire. Talk don't mean nothing. You got to put it in action. And nothing impossible with God. You understand? You got to have a desire. You can talk all day long about what you're going to do. If you don't have a desire to do, you ain't going to do it. You ain't going to wake up on time. You ain't got the desire to wake up on time. There's 2 times you might slip and be over, but not too many times. But anyway, my son want me to do this here. I'm just telling y'all about life. You want to be proper in life, you got to do what he said do. Then God will bless you and you be proper. And what my son want me, I think he want me to sing a little song about life. I said, he'll say about choice. And the choice is ours. And he always want me to sing that song, but I had my chance. And everybody got a chance in life. I mean, I talked about that. Don't come tell me you ain't got no, everybody got a chance. And my son, they talk about that childless. Yeah, some people ain't never got grown, won't get grown, die, still a child. Paul said, when I was a child, I act like a child. Everybody been a child. He said, but when I come on, man, I act like a man. We still call ourselves grown, still act like children. Got child in mind. I use wood, don't know big wood for preach. Otherwise, I'm going to do one more. I talk a lot. Yeah.
I know how Bible dollars talk.
Choices out. And the song he want me to sing, I had my chance. I had my chance to do right. I had my chance just to serve the Lord. If the Lord called me now, I had my chance. I had my chance just to sing to Jesus. I had my chance. I had my chance just to sing for Jesus. I had my chance. Yes, the Lord called me now. If the Lord called me now, I had my chance. I had my chance just to praise Jesus. I had my chance. I had my chance just to praise Jesus. I had my chance. Yes, the Lord call me now. If the Lord call me now, I had my chance. I had my chance just to live for Jesus. That's the key. I had my chance. I had my chance just to live for Jesus. I had my chance. It's the Lord call me now. It's the Lord call me now. I had my chance because the battle is not mine. It is the Lord. I said the battle is mine. It is the Lord. When I go down on bending knee, asking the Lord to help me please, because the battle is not mine. It is the Lord.
Everybody shake 'em.
Shake,
Shake 'em.